So the contemplation for next week and through break
Where's
is,
my Kinder Egg?
I think there's some at home.
Well, I want one in here. I look for one in here, Dad. I look for one in here.
I think you can have one at home.
But look for one in here.
I'm driving. I can't look for a Kinder Egg. So driving is a great place to tune into ideas and tune into thoughts. That's why it's like you can either think when you drive, or listening to the radio seems appropriate if you're not able to do that with the the imagination without technology. And so traditional intelligence, or IQ, or like when you're getting a right answer, like when you're getting to a destination, or when you're getting to a known answer, right? That's the same as it's like swimming. It's like taking strokes in water, and there is a talent to it. Like some people are better at it than others. It's a huge aid to be good at it. It's a huge aid to have a good IQ or a high IQ, and that's largely controllable. Like you maybe can't become an intellectual freak, but anybody can kind of like just train and focus to get up to like well above average, right? The same way that anybody can become fit if you just do it. You just find the right teacher and you put in the time, you can do it. And so there's that skill, and that's like partially genetic, partially like willpower, whatever. But then there's genius. We'll see about that. I bet we could do some sort of ice cream. Then there's genius, which is it's more of a surfing activity, right? It's a passive activity, and so everybody goes the same speed when they surf, and it's somewhat independent from your swimming ability, right? Like your surfing ability doesn't depend that much on your swimming ability, although the swimming ability is primary. And so that's what true intellectual genius is like. And so it's not that big of a deal. From somebody who is only aware of, who only has conceptualized how to use the mind, they've only thought of like swimming. It's the only thing that makes sense to them, right? Because the mind's invisible. So if you don't run into the right teachers, it's kind of like, who would ever think of using the mind in this way as like a surfboard, if it's like this mental body that you normally use to do your like logical progressing reason to find right answers, right? So if you're not exposed to the right thing, it might not occur to you, but like once it occurs to you and it's like into the culture, it's like why would you not use the mind to surf? There's much deeper, more powerful ideas than ones that we can generate, and we can surf them.
Get this. Mom, get another badge for my school, so I look a little bit better.
You want another badge so you look better? That might be possible. We'll see what the traffic is like.
Now, where do we get those badges?
Badgets? It says the shaved ice place. So whichever shaved ice place you went to, I think.
It's close to the pizza store, very close to the pizza store that we went one time.
Yeah, we'll see. Ooh, electrical transformers.
What?
Okay. I have to finish this thought, and then we'll talk about shaved ice. So there's a surfing component to stuff, and it's it really is this step to where it greatly transcends in a lot of different ways anything that you could do with traditional intelligence. And it's like an open secret. Like everybody knows about it, but not everybody knows how to get there, because not everybody has gotten there. So it's like an open secret that it's like possible for humans to surf, and almost anybody can learn. But like what percentage of the population can actually do it? Like some people thought it out and or sought it out, and it's like it would become a very special thing to them because it's like weird. And then some people are just born into it, and it's like not a big deal. They just figure it out as a little kid because they're around it. But it's like that's the only. So it's like see how to reliably, like on this week's contemplation, the math thing, it's like, so the genius is like, okay, we're gonna try and get from point A to point B, and it's like you have math, which is objectively true because it's been stripped of any subjectivity at all. It has no body. It's just an objective truth. Like this exponential rule that you're supposed to be getting is objectively true. And so if you look at it, you can experience the movement from cloudiness, a darkness, and an ignorance, and how to get your mind to move from that into objective truth of where you're seeing reality very clearly and directly. And that looks like the ability to press your mind into any of these problems, any of these exponential problems that you can solve with these rules, and solve them. Like these rules should give you the power to solve a whole multitude of problems without fail. Like it really should be, like once you get it, it should be a page after page after page of these, just like boom, because you only know it's only one rule. It's like it's like two rules, whatever. It's like one or two principles, and then once you get that, you just apply it to the numbers over and over and over again. So it should be like without fail, getting everything right. And so it's if the math thing is hard for you right now, that's perfect. It's like absolutely perfect. Just watch the process. So like it's very interesting. It's elusive. You'll never see it fully. You can watch it unfold over and over and over again, but like watch it and like get it, see me for help, study on your own, practice it, somehow get that darkness to go away, and watch how that works. And you'll find that it's kind of like it's a pressure, it's an activity, it's like it's not an intellectual thing. You're directing your focus on something in such a way that it's like this energy comes out and dispels darkness, the same way that light comes out and dispels darkness. And so starting to feel and see that arena of the mind as if it's physical will then allow you to start, because you just have to feel all that stuff to surf. You have to just feel what it's doing. You can't know what it's doing. You can't think your way into surfing the same way that there's no amount of paddle strokes that you can take to surf. Like you can't be smart enough in that traditional logical fashion to surf, to take the next step to genius. And so anybody that can even remotely surf, like unless you have like serious, I haven't met anybody that I think, I've met very few people whose mind is like too broken to catch these waves. So like once you're able to do this, then your former level of intelligence becomes very negligible because your creativity is so reliable and accessible. Like what used to be like, some people would be like accidentally catching a creative wave and like, oh oops, like that'll be just like you in whatever direction that you want. So you're catching these waves of creativity, just become your brain waves. Bah. And so on these so this field is real. So like if you like, that's why you can think better when you walk or drive. Like it clears your head. Like you're moving through this field, and this field has thoughts and ideas. And so like when like a car is a wave of mind. So a lot of times people can like think and process like larger ideas, because to drive in a big car is the exact same thing as riding a big wave. And it's energetically identical, really. That's why everyone loves cars. It's like a giant artificial wave. so that, like, riding these big waves is like inspiration itself. Like that's where the stories come from. Like that's how they wrote Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings, or like TV shows are made. Like these people find these big, deep creative waves. So like if you wanna,
I want a Kinder Egg right now.
okay, all right, I'm feeling weak and generous. I'll get you a Kinder Egg.
What?
I'll get you a Kinder Egg. I'm feeling weak and generous.
Actually, I don't want a Kinder Egg.
Okay.
I don't like them anymore.
Okay, good.
Are you happy I don't like them anymore?
I don't know, Asher. Huh.
Why?
Okay, I'm almost done with my thought. So, that same wave, like when you have problems like the math thing, it's like perfect. Like you can't fake knowing it. And like, so you know it's this mystery, and you know it's right. Like there's like math is just right. It's real. Like all the patterns in it are real. It's just truth. So you can see what it's like to ride, to catch on that wave. Like this math problem is, it's like a big standing wave in the field of the mind, in the field of truth. As are all of the physical processes, like all of the math formulas, the equations. Like you're looking at wave patterns in the mind that people have discovered. So they've broken the wave pattern apart, or like what does the wave pattern do when it interacts with other wave patterns?
Can I take a go-kart today?
But it's the yeah, and then you get the equivalent, like where this is where this happens, it just happens, and that's like, it's kind of like surf culture. Everyone just kind of takes this extreme magical level of athleticism for granted. It's like a functional culture. It's definitely it's Hawaiian culture. Like they get it. Like Hawaiians get it at a more basic and simpler and easier level than anything I've ever run into in my life.
No, we just went past Target.
We're going to Costco.
No, Target.
I thought you said you didn't want a Kinder Egg.
No, I want something else at Target.
We were getting a Kinder Egg.
What?
Let's go to Costco and see if there's something, okay?
No.
Well, all right, so you can get toy addictions.
I don't want to do this. I know which toy I want. I know which toy I want. I know which toy I want, cause I'm in Target. Now please.
What toy do you want?
I know, I'll show you.
What is it?
I don't know, but I'll show you.
You know it when you'll see it?
Uh-huh.
And will this make you happy forever? Or do you think it'll just bring you like a brief moment of happiness followed by like suffering, like like some sort of suffering you can't meet with material needs?
Dad, it'll make me happy.
It'll make you happy, will it? For how long?
I don't know.
Or is it our relationships that make us happy and fulfilled?
Dad, please give me a toy. Dad, please.
So yeah, that level of thinking that
I don't want to go to Costco.
you can find that creative level
I
in
don't go to Costco. Dad, turn back onto Target.
something as benign as
Dad, I don't wanna go
significant
Costco.
figures and scientific
Dad,
notation.
I don't want to go Costco. Dad, not Costco. Dad, not Costco. Dad, I said not Costco.
Okay, we can go back. Actually, no, Asher, I don't have money for a toy.
Then you get me my Kindery?
I think I have one at home.
No, I want to get one from over here. I'm so excited for a toy, Dad.
Okay, I'll get you a Kinder Egg, okay?
No, not Kinder Egg. I don't like them anymore.
You just said you did.
I don't want it. I changed my mind.
It sounds like you're addicted to a material need to a degree that you'll say anything to get it, even if it's true or not.
Just do it. Just do it. Trust me.
Trust you.
Trust me. Now trust me. Please. Please. Now where is this? What are we doing over here?
I'm trying to figure out a way back to the store. Okay, let me finish my thought. So even on this exponential math problem, you can... Oh, is it Santa? You want to go sit on Santa's lap? Or ask Santa? Oh, that doesn't... Okay.
What's that?
We'll go to Target.
Now, why
We'll just go to Target.
Now, why do you say Santa?
I was confused. I thought I saw something and I didn't. So yeah, even like, so if you get this at the math level, it's like you can get the same, you can catch the same deep creative vibes that like artists, musicians, intellectual like poets. Like that's the level that's the level that you have to be operating on. And so it's below all of the complexity that you could learn in physics. It's below that. So if you want to make the next breakthrough in physics, like you need to know all the verbiage. Like you have to know the words. You have to know some of the formulas. You have to really know at least algebra level electronics and math. Like you have to be good at algebra to the minimum, and you should be good at trig and calculus. But you don't have to learn the stuff that goes deeper and deeper and deeper like that forever. It's just like surface level stuff. So then it's simplicity. Anybody can learn simplicity at any moment. Like you already have enough intellectual backing to create a mental surfboard by which you can start interacting with the material as a genius does, right? You go into the material that's too deep to understand, and you don't drown in it. Like you swim and you even surf on it. Like that's what's going on. It's like I'm inviting you into material that's too deep to understand. Right? There's no way you can give me the right answer. There's no right answer that you can give me without comprehension. Right? Because there's not any amount of water that you can put in the answer bucket that'll ever fill it up. So it's like I'm looking for something entirely different than that, which is like swimming in the water that's too deep. So it's like you have to, and that just means having a dialogue with me or with it or with the idea. Right? So that's why class engagement is so important. It's like you have to talk, you have to be willing to have a conversation with me, like a real one, as a class. So you don't have to be active, but you have to just listen. And then, but some people do have to be active, and they do have to ask those questions. And then you can become like that's it. That's the level, like whatever that applies to all your other classes. So you figure out here in the science at this basic level, we're talking about it in its rawest form, right? Science is talking about everything in its like most deconstructed form. So like in history, you're studying the same thing, but it's hopefully not deconstructed. It's like full of narrative and full of story. With biology, it's like it's life. You're looking at living organisms. right? So there's kind of a mystery to the other subjects, but with like just physical sciences and physics, you're looking at it in this like really raw, basic, like everything's just one thing sort of way. What's the raw mechanics? A pure objectivity sort of. So then that means looking at the thinking process itself, just like when you're looking at atoms itself, I'm looking at matter itself. I'm not looking at, like when you're thinking about something in terms of atoms, you're like, oh, that's not a person, that's a collection of atoms. And so then we do the same thing to thought. Oh, who cares what that thought is doing? I'm gonna look at the substance of the thought, the material of the thought to get to its true essence, right? So you have to be doing that at to put on the scientific goggles, you have to do that at every level. And if you don't do it at every level, like your process leaves like a huge dark spot while revealing everything. So it looks like you can look very coherent, but have like a big blind spot. That's why you need community.